I was first diagnosed stage 3 lung cancer in 2014.
I was taken to the doctor's office alone, and he said, "I'm sorry."
I felt unwanted, unloved, and I thought God had turned his back on me.
It took a few days to sink in that this was real. It's very frustrating feeling so alone.
The minute you get that diagnosis, you're kind of inundated with information. It's just information overload. I think it's a very overwhelming process initially, and until the very end of your treatment, you know, it's all kind of a guessing game.
As if the diagnosis of cancer, the initial shock and evaluation, meeting with doctors isn't enough, the bureaucracy involved with the care of patients and the delivery of care of patients is perhaps a really rude awakening to many patients.
Filling out this form, filling out that form.
A lot of the paperwork I really didn't understand.
Just trying to remember, you know, when I had to be where. That got to be a challenge.
If their cancer affects their ability to drive, who's going to get them there?
Physicians, nurses are being stretched and stretched and stretched.
There's been a lot of loss of that doctor-patient relationship. There's so much of a checklist that every single worker who sees the patient has to check off.
Things were out of my control, and that did not feel good. And then Take the Fight came into my picture, and that was a tremendous moral support. I had people there cheering me on, and that was awesome.
We had Hannah to be there with us. From day one, she seemed like a little daughter. Without Hannah and Take the Fight, I would have probably just given up.
That wonderful support system that Take the Fight gave me that day-to-day fight that I needed to get through. I wasn't as alone, and there was a resource there for me.
My total moral support, and they walked with me all the way.
And without Take the Fight and Hannah helping us through that, man, I don't know where we would have been. She was there. She was just there.
It gives you an extra sense of hope.
But I didn't have to give up on life because there was still someone that cared about me.
The patients do better. They miss less appointments. They have their records complete and up to date. I just feel they increase the quality of health care and the experience for the patient.
I've referred at least 8 patients to Take the Fight. And Take the Fight really does have its niche in terms of improving medical care.
Remove the anxiety from the patient better than anything I've ever seen.
It's incredible the kind of support that some of these very smart and energetic college students can provide these patients.
Universally, the patients have been very appreciative.
The question moving forward is how can we incorporate advocates, strategists, Take the Fight students into more and more of our patient interactions.
They're very smart, they're trained well, and most importantly, they care.
The strategists from Take the Fight become part of the family. Through that support, they get better outcomes. They want to make the world a better and different place. Supporting Take the Fight helps make this country better, helps make our society better.